So you know that bi-yearly brain disease where you drop everything to go live in a dirt cube and punch trees like you're trying to win custody? Well, this time the infection came from the Minecraft movie. Jack Black showed up in a blocky Steve skin and suddenly I had that 2-week fever again. You know the feeling. It's like seasonal depression, but instead of crying, you're building an iron farm at 2 AM and calling it self-care. So I gave in, fully. No hesitation. If I'm gonna spiral, I'm doing it for a platinum trophy. We're only doing the base game. That's 51 trophies, including the platinum. Beating the dragon, taming cats, color coding my emotional baggage into 16 shades of wool. And if I fail, strap me into a chicken jockey and launch me into the nearest lava lake, because I'm suffering through this grind so you don't have to.
It's gonna be legendary.
Day 1 of Minecraft and I'm looking like a caveman who just woke up in the digital matrix with no memory and no pants. No trees in sight, just me, my fists, and a gaping hole to hell that I'm somehow expected to live next to. First thing I do, grab sugarcane, for reasons. And the only thing keeping me from uninstalling is a single lonely tree. So I square up to it like it owes me money. After a brief but passionate domestic altercation, I earn my first trophy, getting wood. I performed the sacred ritual of every Minecraft veteran. Opened my inventory, realised I was clueless, and hit buttons until taking inventory popped. This platinum's practically spoon-feeding me dopamine. I turn the logs into planks because we're civilized. Drop a crafting table like a war crime, and another trophy pops. And then I made a pickaxe, which triggers time to mine. That's 4 trophies in like 2 minutes. At this rate, I'll platinum this game before my next emotional breakdown.
A small price to pay for salvation.
Fueled by raw meat and spite, I crafted a sword because, you know, self-defense is important in Minecraft and in life. Time to strike pops, easy clap. But in my trophy-fueled haze, I forgot about the most basic Minecraft lore. If you don't have a bed before nightfall, the game turns into Five Nights at Freddy's Dirt Edition. And guess who forgot to get wool? So I did the only rational thing. Dig a panic hole. Down I go, no bed, no food, just vibes and regret. Then out of nowhere, a zombie enters my hole, uninvited, like it pays rent. And I'm in here swinging a wooden sword like I'm fencing at the Special Olympics. But somehow, I win. And here's that trophy.
Pick the wrong house, fool!
Hey!
So I sit in my hole, like Anne Frank if she had tools and slightly worse luck. Scared, starving, breaking rocks for fun. But hey, I get another trophy for upgrading my tools to stone like I'm playing Far Cry Primal. With the sun out, what do? Destroy the local ecosystem, of course. Cow tipper trophy pops as I yeet leather into my inventory like it's Gucci. We're eating good tonight, boys. Except not yet, because everything's raw and I'm one bad bite away from Minecraft dysentery.
The fucking bass is fucking raw!
So I built a furnace. Trophy time, hot topic. Hell yeah, cooking is punk rock now. With the meat sizzling away like it's auditioning for MasterChef Cube Edition, I decided it was time to stop living like a caveman and start role-playing as a farmer with a god complex. But first, I needed a hoe, and I don't mean your mum.
What did he say?
I'm talking Minecraft grade wooden disappointment. The kind of hoe that tills the earth and your hopes. Anyway, while I'm at it, I also complete the tool starter pack, like I'm trying to win dad's approval. Crafted every tool known to man, naturally. I took that as a sign to dive headfirst into hell's basement. We descend into the crusty ass crack of a ravine we saw earlier. I hoard every ore like it's Bitcoin in 2012, and with hunger creeping in like a toxic ex, and my fridge being a chest full of flesh that failed a sniff test, I said screw it. Rotten meat, say less. Some call it cannibalism, I call it dinner.
No! God, please, no! No!
The iron was cooking away while I was out living my best blocky life. Came home, took out said iron, and now I'm broke, full of disease, and holding slightly better rocks. That's progress, baby.
This is where the fun begins.
So naturally I did what every 2013 Minecraft veteran does when they boot up after 12 years and 2 breakups. I start digging because my muscle memory kicks in like a caffeine chug kangaroo. Except the game's changed. The cave's got a Brazilian butt lift. Instead of finding a nice cozy strip mine at level 16 like a functioning adult, I uncover an underground Grand Canyon the size of your mum's search history.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
I instantly abandon all plans. Goodbye strip mining. Hello exploring a vertical dungeon with commitment issues. We yoink every piece of iron like it's Black Friday in a zombie apocalypse. Fought a couple of locals. No biggie. One of them hissed at me. Might have been my ex. After a mining trip that made my brain resemble cobblestone, I dragged my loot home like a sleep-deprived dwarf with ADHD. Forged a full drip of iron armor. Chestplate, check. Leggings, check. Self-worth, pending. I suit up, I wait, no trophy. Had to restart the game just to get that sweet, sweet Iron Man trophy.
I am Iron Man.
And as I tried to lay my head after a long day of crafting blocks, some crusty aquatic corpse sneaks up behind me like a librarian catching me chewing gum. Except instead of shushing me, he javelins me in the spleen with Poseidon's fancy toothpick. Like, bro, who invited you?
Surprise, motherfucker!
That was death number 1 of many. From the same dude. I died, came back, died again. It became personal. Almost rage quit. But mama didn't raise no quitter. She raised an emotional mess with a god tier respawn rate. So I slapped on the Benny Hill music, spent it around half naked, and started beating that corpse like it owed me child support. Inventory recovered, ego shattered. I needed a win. Naturally, I grabbed a sign and slammed it into the dirt like I was selling beachfront property. Then I made some shears from my leftover sadness and gave a sheep a fresh fade. I got hungry from all that trophy grinding, so I did the one thing that Haram told me not to do. Eat pork.
Is eating pork on Minecraft haram?
Yeah, I shoved a pork chop down my throat like it was my last meal on death row, and here's that trophy. With nothing better to do, I went home and crushed some loaf like I was some gluten-powered god.
They love crushing a loaf.
Honestly, That was the most domestic I've felt since I used a scented candle in 2014. I returned to the caves like a raccoon to a trash can, shaking, hungry, and ready to cause problems. Fought mobs, got lost, nearly died because my IQ's lower than a slime's hitbox. But hey, I found diamonds, so it was worth it. I channeled my inner Noah, if Noah was a hay-fevered lunatic with a wheat fetish and zero moral compass. Grabbed some wheat, walked into a field like, who wants free food and lifelong trauma. Lured a few cows into my pen and forced them to love each other. Trophy achieved, morality gone. Coal shortage? No problem. Tossed wood into the furnace like an unhinged caveman. Made charcoal and got another trophy. Smelled like barbecue and regret. And then I baked a cake like some post-apocalyptic Martha Stewart. My first and last attempt at baking something that isn't my GPU. Trophy unlocked, the lie. Which is ironic because I told myself that playing Minecraft would be fun. So with the cow breeding arc behind us, a sentence I never thought I would say, I dove back into the mines, hoping for diamonds and inner peace. Got neither. Instead, mobs everywhere. Skeletons doing no-scope trick shots, creepers sprinting at me like they're late for work, and zombies cuddling without consent. But joke's on them, I brought trauma and a bow. Shot a creeper straight in the forehead and got another trophy. Felt like Legolas if he worked in retail.
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
Grabbed a stick, some string, and built a fishing rod like a 45-year-old man avoiding taxes. Threw the line in, caught a fish, cooked it. Trophy popped, inner peace achieved. Honestly, I might just retire and open a pixel sushi bar now. From a wholesome fishing arc to a cold-blooded pursuit of power, we began phase 2, dragon domination. To kill the ender dragon, we needed enchantment diamond drip. So we started digging again. Found diamonds, cried with joy. Found lava, cried again with pain. Classic Minecraft relationship, red flags and buried treasure. But to enchant, we need books. We made a book, enchanted trophy pops. Made a shelf, librarian trophy pops. Expanded my hidey hole into something resembling a meth lab with bookshelves. Smacked down an enchanting table like I was summoning Satan with style points and started the dark arts. Next few days, a loop of breeding and slaughtering cows like I was the villain in a Pixar movie. And then in a moment of pure desperation, I crafted a dispenser. Not because I needed it, just for the trophy. Because nothing screams I have a problem like building redstone for no reason.
What did it cost?
So we had obsidian, trauma, and zero regard for our safety. So we built the portal. Trophy unlocked into the Nether, aka welcome to your villain arc. But before walking into Hell's air fryer, I did what any sane person does. Put on the full diamond drip, helmet, chest plate, emotional baggage, because I remember this place and this place remembers me.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Took a deep breath, went through, spawned in a terrain so cursed it looked like a rejected Mario Kart track. Started walking, found nothing useful, just ghasts huffing in my direction like lactose intolerant Roombas. One of them fired a shot, I yeeted it back and unlocked the return to sender trophy. Felt like a Jedi with student loans. After what felt like 40 years and one emotional breakdown, we finally stumbled across a Nether fortress, aka Satan's Ikea. But worse, no meatballs, just death and stairs. And let me be clear, these places are not chill. You got blazers launching fireballs directly up your Minecraftian butt cheeks. Wither skeletons showing up with swords the size of your mum, and magma cubes, literal lava-flavoured trampolines that only exist to squash your hopes and your dreams.
I'm in danger!
But I held my ground, creeped through the fortress like it was a stealth mission in a horror game. Saw a skeleton way off in the distance, whipped out the bow, took the shot, landed it. This one's rare by the way, because thanks to PlayStation's render distance being held together by chewing gum and a prayer, mobs over 50 blocks away usually disappear like my motivation on a Monday. But not this one. This one stayed just long enough to catch the arrow with its face. Confidence now sky high, I dove deeper into the fortress looking for blazes. Not for fun, not for thrill, but for that sweet alchemy crack, blaze powder. I died a few times to magma cubes, but we won't talk about that. We repress. We move on. Eventually, I found them. Shot one in the face, smacked another like it owed me rent, blaze rods dropped. I may be traumatized, but I'm also winning.
You might not like it, but this is what the peak male athletic form looks like.
Grab some nether wart too, like a true potion bro. Call me Alchemani Granger. Then on the way out, a piglet tried to body check me off a ledge, but I barely survived due to my parkour skills and sprinted home like I just stole diamonds from Bezos. Back at base, emotionally shattered and at least 3 brain cells lighter, I decided to celebrate with a pot. Not that kind, the Minecraft kind. Crafted it, yeeted it onto the floor. I took a short break from the trophy grind because I figured, hey, let's do some wholesome village work. You know, help the community, build infrastructure, enslave everyone. The usual. Turns out, villages are actual nightmares. Like imagine trying to herd toddlers who don't speak your language, ignore your instructions, and somehow phase through walls. That's what moving one is like.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
Tried to drag one back. Spoiler alert, Minecraft villages don't do heals, or directions, or cooperation.
Why are you the way that you are?
After what felt like a full Lord of the Rings trilogy, I finally got one into the river near my base, dumped him in a boat, and shoved him downstream like I was mailing him to Amazon HQ. Parked his butt in a new deep slate condo with a scenic riverfront view. But I still needed one more, because apparently, breeding villages requires 2.
Yes, science!
Luckily, I found a zombie villager nearby. Jackpot. Time to Walter White this dude back to life. Dug a hole, punched him in like I was a budget dog trainer. Time to cook. Started brewing potions like I was opening a pop-up alchemy truck. Local brewery trophy unlocked. Then I yeeted the potion at his face like a chemical warfare expert and force-fed him a golden apple like a naughty nurse.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
5 minutes later, and he's back. Upright, unbothered, and probably traumatized. But now I had my second villager. Operation Breed for Capitalism had begun. Everything was ready, breeder built, villagers boxed, dreams aligned. But no, turns out trading rotten flesh locks him in as a cleric. And guess what? Clerics don't breed. So back to villager hunting I go. Could have used the old village, but my brain said new village, new vibes. Spoiler alert, there wasn't, just pain. Eventually dragged one back home, again, shoved him into the custom-built breeding chamber with a roommate they've never met and said, you two are married now. And they say romance is dead. While I waited for hearts to fly and babies to appear, I pivoted into full efficiency mode, started prepping a villager trading hall, but working towards the rainbow wool trophy like some kind of chaotic multitasking god. One problem, turns out you can't dye all the walls unless you have cactus. And guess who doesn't have cactus? So yeah, another desert adventure awaits, but that's a problem for tomorrow me. Current me just built a matchmaking dungeon and calls that progress. So while my villagers were off enjoying their 2-year gestation period, because apparently Minecraft borrowed the villager breeding mechanics from elephants, I decided to kill some time the only way Mojang thought was appropriate, by shoving a pig off a staircase.
Rated E for everyone.
Yep. Saddle, check. Carrot on a stick, check. Unwilling pig with no sense of what's coming, double check. Built a staircase in the middle of a field like I was making some abstract art installation. Rode the pig to the top, looked into his big blocky eyes and whispered, "This will hurt me more than it will hurt you." That was a lie. Yeeted the pig off like I was launching livestock for science and got the trophy.
Emotional damage!
Eventually, the villagers matured into their final form, workable assets. Time to ship them off, literally. I shoved each of them into a minecart and sealed them inside a 1x1 box like some medieval office cubicle nightmare. Their job? Trade sticks for emeralds. Forever.
You're coming home with me.
Most become librarians, gave them names like Loot and Larry and Sharpness Steve. Then I started wheeling and dealing, flipping emeralds like a crypto bro with zero moral compass. I've got enchantment books stacked higher than my self-worth. It was during this economic fever dream that I unlocked the Haggler trophy. Call me the Wolf of Block Street. I clicked, I bartered, I emotionally destroyed an entire bloodline of librarians.
I'm not fucking leaving!
Then I noticed something. My breeder wasn't working properly. Why? Because I built my trading hall too close and now the villagers are having an identity crisis. But you know what? That's a future problem. Future me can handle that. He's more responsible and way more broken. Speaking of being broken, my footage died, vanished, gone. Lost to the digital void like my will to live after that one math exam in year 9. 2 trophies, 2 precious, irreplaceable memories, gone. First was overkill, which I earned by whacking an enderman so hard it considered therapy. 9 hearts of damage, 1 puff of smoke, 0 footage to prove it happened. Second was bodyguard. That's the one where you build an iron golem to protect your villagers. I lovingly placed every block, crafted that snowman on steroids with hope in my heart, trophy pop, and my recording software said, nah fam. So yeah, you didn't see it, but I lived it. And those trophies, still here, in the list, taunting me with the hollow pop-up sounds and invisible highlight reels. As we neared day 100, it was time to tie up some loose ends. Mainly that cactus I still hadn't found for the rainbow wool trophy. Yeah, remember that? Turns out my Minecraft to-do list is just wait for villagers and commit increasingly unhinged side quests. Grab my boat, some fish, and set sail across the sea like some half-baked pirate with ADHD. Then, land. But not the cactusy kind, no, jungle. And that's why I brought fish, to tame an ocelot. Because nothing says side quest efficiency like adopting a jungle cat before collecting the literal item you set out for. As soon as my foot hit the shore, adventuring time trophy unlocked. 17 biomes explored, 17 existential crises avoided. I wandered for days, not game days, just soul days, looking for a pixelated cat that wanted nothing to do with me. All while creepers were showing up at noon like surprise anemas. Honestly, jungle mobs don't follow the rules. I got jumped while I was standing on a torch. Night fell, sanity dipped, but just beyond the jungle, I saw it. The most beautiful thing in the world.
You're breathtaking!
A cactus. I just sat in my boat, staring, waiting for sunrise. At dawn, I ran ashore, snatched that prickly legend, and sprinted back to the jungle to continue my cat stalking expedition. This time, success. Tamed the ocelot, called him Mr. Miyagi. He didn't respond, but spiritually, we were aligned. Returned to base just in time for phantoms. Normally a nightmare, but tonight, an opportunity. I needed phantom membranes for slow falling potions, so I grabbed my sword and went full Van Helsing, swatted them out the sky like discount Pokemon. Membranes collected, trophies prepped.
I killed them. I killed them all.
We were getting close. The end, the finale, the platinum dream. So obviously, I dropped everything and decided to become a railway tycoon. One of the trophies required me to ride a minecart 500 meters in one direction, which sounds simple, but in Minecraft terms, that's like building the Trans-Siberian Express using spare parts and the last scraps of your sanity. I rounded up every rail I had, then hit the village around the corner. Figured I could 2 birds 1 stone this thing by using the rail to both score a trophy and forcibly relocate some villagers back to my trading prison. Started laying down cable like a sweaty electrician, just miles of rails, curves, slopes, and the occasional creeper-induced detour. And that's when I got distracted, because of course I did. Off in the woods, I saw him. Fluffy, loyal, emotionally available. A wolf. Fed him a bone, he accepted. Trophy unlocked, leader of the pack. And just like that, I had a furry friend who didn't question why I was building a 500 meter straight line to nowhere. Rails complete, hopped in my cart, hit the switch. Started the smoothest, most awkwardly silent minecart ride of all time. But here's that trophy. Back at base, I switched gears, time to complete the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
Dug through every die, punched every flower, and finally crafted the last colour of the rainbow wool trophy. I've never been so aggressively artsy crafty in my life. Then I decided to celebrate with something light, like setting myself on fire. I brewed a fire resistance potion, chugged it like I was prepping for a chili eating contest, threw lava on the ground like a psychopath, and dove in. Just a casual swim through hell. Trophy vibes, immaculate. And then I jumped into 2-player mode, handed my ult a diamond like it was an emotional goodbye in an 80s movie, and unlocked diamonds to you. No context, just friendship. Now with only 6 trophies left, I could feel it. The end was near. I was unhinged enough to finish this. Before we took on the Ender Dragon, the big black winged gatekeeper of Platinum Dreams, there were 2 more trophies standing in my way, and one of them was music. All I had to do was play a music disc. Easy, right? Wrong. I didn't have one. And if you know Minecraft, you know the only legit way to get one is by orchestrating a skeleton on creeper murder scenario. So I tried that for like 10 minutes. Skeleton missed, creeper exploded. Tried again. Skeleton hit me, creeper exploded. Eventually, I gave up and decided to do what every real trophy hunter does. I cheated. Kinda. Threw my world seed into a dungeon locator like the true intellectual I pretend to be, except I used a Java seed on a bedrock world, so I dug straight into nothing. Just stone and regret.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Went back up, found the correct dungeon location, and this time landed directly on it. Like Destiny had finally stopped laughing and gave me a win. Dungeon secured, loot chest open, and inside, music discs. Crafted a jukebox, slammed the disc in, sound came out that made me feel like I was in a 1970s thrift store hallucination. Trophy popped, and I can still see your grandma twerking. With the groove out of my system, I pivoted to the final pre-dragon grind. Chest full of cobblestone. This one's simple. You just need a full chest of literal rocks. So I went underground and just started smashing stone. No purpose, no direction, just pure caveman energy. Dumped it in a chest like I was stockpiling for the apocalypse, and I got a trophy. But before we could throw hands with the Ender Dragon, I had to do something very uncharacteristic. Prepare. We crafted slow falling potions, healing potions, even packed a few golden carrots for snack breaks mid-fight.
It's like a reward.
Grabbed my best armor, the shiny stuff, the I might not die immediately set. Then, Eye of Ender in hand, I gave it the old yeet. It floated, it hovered, so I followed, like a confused bird chasing a drone. Eventually, it pointed me back to a familiar spot, the village I raided earlier. You know where I abducted one of their dudes and shoved him into a box for forced breeding? Yeah, that village. And somehow, they were cool with it. Welcomed me back like a returning hero. Stockholm Syndrome is real. Pearl floated downward, stronghold confirmed, so I started digging straight down like a man with a death wish and a potion problem. Stronghold located, got lost inside for like 15 minutes like it was a dungeon designed by IKEA. Then I saw it, the portal room, the light, the frame, set my spawn, threw in my eyes, jumped through. Now I wish I could tell you I went in and obliterated the dragon like a god tier pro, but nah, I died. Then died again, then missed every single crystal shot like I was trying to lose. But attempt number 3, that was the one. Popped my slow falling potions, shot the crystals, sworded the dragon, screamed, cried, victory. Day 106. The day the Ender Dragon died. Snagged the egg, hopped into my portal, watched the longest credit sequence in gaming history play out while I mashed every button trying to skip it.
That's what I'm saying.
And with that, just one trophy left. Passing time. 33 hours of playtime. I'd already lost my mind. All I had to do now is wait for the game to legally acknowledge it. First stop, automated sugarcane farm. Then I thought, why not go full capitalism?
Yay, capitalism.
Time to add a zombie discount generator. I built a machine that turns villagers into zombies and then back into villagers. Mojang calls it trading optimization. I call it legalized torture. Name the zombie after your mum for reasons. And then just as I was about to kick off the transformation cycle, Minecraft said no. My game froze, no button inputs. So I hit the PS button and my entire console flatlined. Nothing worked, wouldn't shut down, wouldn't restart. I stared into the abyss and the abyss showed me a corrupted well file, my broken dreams, and $749 of plastic turning into a toaster. In a last act of desperation, I ripped the power cord out of the back of the PlayStation like a medieval surgeon and prayed to baby Jesus, Steve, and all the redstone gods that my save wasn't gone. It survived. We were back. Zombie named your mum, still punching villagers. Automation, still humming. Soul, barely intact.
Oh my god!
After a near-death experience, for my PS5, I coped in the only way Minecraft allows, compulsive chest sorting. Moved all my random junk out of chests into the trading hall, labelled everything, even organised my cobblestone. That's how you know the trophy grind changes you. Platinum was on the horizon, but my brain said, what if we had one more breakdown? So we decided to build an iron farm. Dug a massive hole like I was building a crater-sized midlife crisis, filled it with beds, added fletching tables for flavour, laid down another Trans-Siberian railway because apparently I've become a one-man public transport system. Lured 2 villagers from the breeder, dropped food on them like some strange bird parent, then just sat there, watching, judging, like some creepy old dude hoping his unpaid interns turned into functioning adults. And then it happened. followed by that sweet, sweet platinum pop. It's over. I did it. I broke the game, my spirit, and possibly Australian consumer law. And yeah, I had fun, but holy hell, this was a grind. Some of these trophies took actual years off my life. Others just made me question if Mojang hates happiness. Now for some reason, watching me suffer brought you joy. I've got more platinum breakdowns linked in the end cards. Go click one. Keep the chaos going. You've already invested this much time. What's one more descent into madness? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next breakdown disguised as the platinum run. Ciao Bella.